Hi everyone, Yasas, que kalos tirsate to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today I'm so excited to share this recipe with you. We're making mini kotopita. Kotopita is basically a Greek pie, a Greek chicken pie. It is so popular in Greece. If you haven't tried it, I have several recipes on the channel. Definitely check it out. I do a big version, so many different ones. And today we're doing little minis in puff pastry. Who does not love flaky, buttery puff pastry? The filling is creamy and just loaded with flavor. These freeze beautifully too, so they're perfect to have on hand. Make extra batches of these because you can just pull these out, heat them in the oven, and then they'll be on the table in no time. So it's perfect if you have last minute guests or if you're deciding the menu for a party and you want to make something well ahead of time. I love these. Let me show you how I make them. Okay, we're gonna begin with the chicken. I love using chicken thighs for this. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs are the best because they stay nice and juicy. I put them in a baking tray, drizzle the tiniest bit of olive oil because they are pretty fatty and you don't want this to be too greasy. And then I simply season both sides with salt and black pepper. That's it, that's all you need. These are gonna go in a 400-degree oven that's already preheated for about 25 minutes. Once they reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit, they're ready. Take them out of the oven and you can shred them right in the pan with 2 forks, or you can transfer them to a cutting board and shred them up. I still like to chop them. I have chopped them in the same pan just because I didn't want to dirty a cutting board. If you're going to do that, be very careful because that does tend to dull the knife. But for the sake of this video today, I did transfer the chicken to my cutting board and I just chopped it up really well, just so that way it's easy to put over the little puff pastries later. The chicken is ready. We're gonna set it aside and then add it to the remaining mixture. So I have an onion here. I'm just gonna finely chop that and cook it in a tiny bit of olive oil until it's nice and soft and golden. Then I have 3-4 scallions. I'm gonna thinly slice those and add those to my skillet and just cook them for 2 to 3 minutes until they wilt. Take the pan off of the heat and add some cream cheese to this. So let the cream cheese be at room temperature, but the heat from the pan will help it melt. I just like to make sure that it's already at room temperature so it melts really nicely. And I'm using 8 ounces of full fat cream cheese. This is not something traditional in Greek cooking, but I love the way it holds the filling together. It gives such a lovely creaminess to the texture of the filling. And this helps you skip the bechamel step that's usually in chicken pie from Greece. If you want to make the bechamel, make it really thick and then add everything all together, and that's fine too. This is just a little shortcut and I love it because it tastes really good and it's perfect. So mix the cream cheese in the pan. The residual heat that's already in the pan is going to help the cream cheese melt into the onions and the scallions. Add the chicken to the mixture, and then we're going to season it with about a teaspoon of dried dill and 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried thyme. I also like to put some crushed pepper flakes in here. Feta cheese, which I completely forgot to record that part. About 4 ounces of feta cheese. You want to use the block feta and just crumble it in. Mix everything all together until it's very well combined. You can give the mixture a taste at this point. I doubt it's going to need any salt because that cream cheese has plenty of salt, the feta has plenty of salt, but if you want to add some more herbs or maybe pepper at this point, you can do that. Set it aside until it cools completely and get your puff pastry ready. So for the puff pastry, you're going to need 2 or 3 really large sheets for this because it makes a good amount. So I like to buy puff pastry from the restaurant supply shop because it sells these really big sheets which are so easy to work with and I absolutely love them. They're 15 inches by 10 inches and they're perfect for things like this. If you have the smaller boxes of puff pastry that come folded, those will work too. The best thing about this recipe is that you can customize it to make them big or small or whatever size you like. If you're using the 15 by 10 inch ones, I'm going to show you 2 ways to make circular puffs and square ones. They're between a square and a rectangle, to be honest. The square and the rectangular ones don't waste any puff pastry, but when you're going to use a round cookie cutter or anything to cut rounds, you're going to have some waste of puff pastry, some leftover, and you cannot gather it all together and re-roll it out. That will not work. It will not puff up, but you can save it for making little Parmesan covered puff pastries for soup, or if you want to make them sweet, you can use some cream to brush them and then toss them in some cinnamon sugar and bake them. to have with your coffee. They will not go to waste. If you're not planning on using them right away, just put them back in the freezer and then transfer them in a freezer safe bag. But back to the puff pastry, I'm using this 3.5-inch round cutter, and I'm just gonna cut as close as possible so I waste as little as possible to get these beautiful rounds. Put them on a baking tray that's lined with parchment paper, and then we can make the squares or the rectangles. So for the rectangles, I'm gonna cut it into 3 equal strips on one end and 4 equal strips on the other end. If you're being very particular, the shorter end where you're cutting the 3 strips, they should measure about 3 1/3 inch, like 3.3 inches each little square. And then the longer side, I should say rectangle, and then the longer side, they're gonna be about 3 3/4 inch. But you can eyeball it and then kind of match them. It's not a big deal because at the end we stretch them and that'll be perfectly fine. We're gonna take the puff pastry squares or circles and brush the edges with some egg wash. I just took 2 egg yolks and I whisked them together with some half and half. You could do milk or heavy cream, whisk it all together and brush the edges with the egg wash so that way they seal really well. And this is just gonna be for the bottom part of the puff pastry. You don't have to brush both of them. One side is enough. And then you're gonna take heaping teaspoons or tablespoons of the chicken filling to fill the center of each either square or circle. And you wanna make little mountains of it because it does cook down in the oven and a lot of filling is what people love. So you wanna make sure you have the maximum amount of chicken filling in it so you're not just eating puff pastry. Then you're gonna take the top and stretch it out a little bit. It needs to be a little bit bigger than the smaller puff pastry, but you could just do this in your hand. You don't have to roll it out. Put the top on and then using a fork, you could press down the edges to seal it, and it also creates a beautiful decorative border. Brush the tops with more egg wash, and then you can cut little decorative slices on top. I just like to do this cute little star pattern. I do this both with the circles and with the squares. I'll continue making these and putting them on my trays that are lined with parchment paper. Once you're done with these, you're just gonna wanna put them in the fridge or the freezer for about 20 minutes to cool down while your oven preheats to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna bake these for 20 or 25 minutes until they're puffed and beautifully golden. Mine took 25 minutes. I like to make them nice and perfectly cooked. They're a little bit more on the mahogany side than they are on the golden side. Let them cool for about 5 minutes and you can transfer them to your serving platter. These are so delicious. The house smells amazing. You can serve these with soup or salad or some dipping sauces. When you cut into them, you're gonna see how the puff pastry is perfectly cooked and flaky. That chicken filling is creamy and has so much flavor. They are ready to serve. And there you have it. The kotopita are ready, and I love these again. I'll say it one more time. They're perfect because you can freeze them unbaked always because they'll taste much fresher that way. And when you pop them in the oven, you're just gonna add 5 more minutes to the baking time just because they're frozen, but they're gonna puff up beautifully. They're gonna smell amazing. They taste so good. I love to dip these in creamy tomato soup or roasted tomato soup. I have that recipe on my blog and on the channel as well, so definitely check it out. They're so good. Let me do the taste test. Oh my goodness. Flavor explosion. Delicious. The cream cheese just holds the filling all together. And if you don't like cream cheese and you want something milder, you could do ricotta. You can do a light bechamel sauce. But the bechamel gets it a little bit hard to work with. You need to let it cool down really well so it's not falling apart or spreading and then you won't be able to close them. But anyway, give this one a try. They're so good. I think you guys are gonna love this. If you like hosting parties and you're always looking for make-ahead recipes, these are perfect. I hope you give them a try. You can print the recipe out on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, us.